magic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen.
Thanks, Coach. A bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears. This will be taken in at the 1. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
On first down, it's Taylor. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
They run with Taylor. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Murray off play action. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions, because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now again, right side. Taylor, and they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, there has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check. Out. 6 guys. Lock in. Bang. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check 50.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22. Of course, he was solid last week. AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, he's playing at a level right now where he's just breaking down defenses. Makes me remember when I was playing and my defensive back coach told me, listen, if you give up a touchdown pass, that's on me. I didn't coach you well enough. If you give up a second one, that's on you. And if there's a third one, I'm getting someone else in the game.
The give to Taylor. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Taylor. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. We're scoreless after 1. Now a give right side. It's Taylor, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. On 3rd down, Taylor, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. Trying to punch it in with Taylor. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Joey Bosa in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Check your hot read. Back. Hey, 18. Check. Man, don't. Check 3. Watch the edge. Motion, I got one.
On second down, it's Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
On first down, Trubisky. The connection made. It's Graham. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Defense. Safe. Check. Hot route. Hot. Kill.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Trubisky will throw. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Mike 8. Move. Check 3. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Tighten up. Hey, ball.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
We got this.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
He's checking. Crash. Alert. Hey, I got him. That's me.
They'll run forward to Tariq Cohen, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The point after through the raindrops, up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all deep in his own territory, coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Texans nothing.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. To throw on 3rd down. Murray flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right. He's got a man. Complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
He goes full extension, and he's got it. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go, D.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Taylor. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, Murray. And he finds Stills, complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. A bit of a surprise. They're going for it with 2 ticks remaining. No sign of the field goal unit. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Again, it's Cohen. And some room to work. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And Graham's got it. Complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A give to Cohen. He heads right. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They run the jet sweep with Patterson, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
18. 3 down. 3 down. Check 43. Recon, 132 fighter. No. Under 10. 10. Check 99. Check 99. Check 26. Check 26. Crunch. Watch out.
Now Cohen. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sitting there for 4.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They'll run with Taylor. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On the ready. 45. Mike, 45. Hey, we got to get this. Switch.
On play action, it's Murray, eluding the pressure right. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that
He would have kissed it on the ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Trubisky to throw. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Check. Fresno. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Shit. Check. Ran. Hey, watch it. Go.
On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Pick the edge. Go. Slam. Ran. Team. Hey, check 24.
Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Now Trubisky on 1st down. This is Miller, complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Hey, exit. Let's go. My game. Watch the slam.
Now it's Trubisky. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Shit. Hey, switch gears. Check safety. Kill. 18. Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion.
They run. This is Cohen. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Check 9. Big gas.
They try again with Cohen, and he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And Stills bringing it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Here's Taylor. They'll get 3 up to midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Stills the intended target. 3rd down here. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Switch. 49, check.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cohen, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, the number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Texans 17.
So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Check 3, check 3. Watch twist. Watch twist.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cohen. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, 45 yards as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now a give to Taylor. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But look,
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad being presto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more desto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, don't make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man, Lord. Past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she want it like me, cause I like she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit on my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him. Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I said like I'm Dino. Think I'm part Italian. Blame it on Gino. Smells like the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. For the genie with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish these well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by they sell.
That's why you treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it.
Matching hundreds. It's the coach, and this is the NFL. on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
While in college, quarterback teams that improved their win total from 1 his freshman year to 5 his sophomore year to 8 his junior year. Love that type of improvement. Love that type of diligence.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. From the 27, Goff. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. You think back to the Super Bowl against New England, the Rams never even got into the red zone in that game, and now here they are in the red zone on their opening drive with a first down. They'll get this one to Kupp, complete. The numbers a week ago for Kupp: 7 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
And that gives him 9 for the season, and I've been around the game long enough to know this. 10 is the benchmark number, right? People want to get to there because that really signals.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys.
Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And our attention shifts to Todd Gurley. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Goff. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
On 1st down, here's Breida. Gets past one man. They find some open field here. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Ready. Minus 59. Coming to you.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Breida. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jared Goff and the Rams headed back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Quickly from Goff to Kupp. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And able to find Higbee, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
180. Okay, just like that. Just like that.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. They got a man. It's Woods. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Goff now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way down to the 41-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, Thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Micah Kaiser was in on the tackle.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards the pick up there.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
The outlaw. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Slam, slam. Pilot, 64, weak. What?
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had two nice interceptions a week ago. Now two here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
They're watching the film, and it's working. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. A shotgun snap for Goff. And down he goes. A coverage sack. Took too long to get rid of it.
Partner, I know that ball security's preached like crazy, but every now and then you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Well, as an offense, you know, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from up in Seattle. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
He's checking. Crash.
Hey, team six.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Check. Watch the safety creep.
Hey, lock it.
Now a give coming right is Breida. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining.
Hey, echo.
Safety's creeping. Whip. Watch the whip. He's coming. We got nothing.
Down.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he's going to go down in the field of play. So they say no to the field goal try, and time has run out on this first half. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
No gain on the play there. Second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On third down, a run from Breida. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They run with Breida. Credit to tackle that time to Justin Lawler.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later. But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 26. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. And he fires one that's intercepted. Crayvon LeBlanc with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Goff, a quick throw, complete to Cooks. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Goff on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So they dial up the blitz on 3rd and inches. It pays off.
And frankly, they were probably dialing up a run blitz, expecting him to run it in that situation. But instead, they end up back at the quarterback and put him on the ground.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot. An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Let's go now. 15 line. 15 line.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Back now in Los Angeles. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter.
50, plant.
Check. No. Go on. Check 26. Check 26. Check. Crunch. Watch out.
Leo. 5. Get it.
Now it's Breida. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Here we go.
Here's Breida. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
That's my boy.
He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, and it's got him in the lead. Gold to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it was Matt Breida who had the touchdown run to put an end to it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Goff, he gets it to Gurley, complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
To throw again on second down. Goff.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
60 Pittsburgh.
Ricky.
This is Breida. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On the handoff, this is Breida. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
Ready? 30 base.
Check, 59. You remember me? You remember me?
5.
Now a give running left is Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Out of the gun, Goff. Man open, it's Cup, he's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw, Goff. He gets it to Cooks. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown LA. Brandon Cooks, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve. And
you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And the 49er hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. That's going to go down as a 20-yard loss, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and forever. The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with 2nd and very long. Now a give to Breida. Oh, able to avoid him. Room to run past midfield. 38 yards on the scamper there.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. 25 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it was Matt Breida who had the touch. Put an end to it. The kickoff. On the field now as they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And the Rams getting set to go now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They run again with Breida. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now a handoff looking right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Keep playing hard. 15. Let's get it. Come.
Here's a handoff left side to Breida. 20. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put.
I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from